right here is actually 2 benches. I kind of do bench dips, and I also put them together and I use it to hold my dumbbells up. You know that I redid the bench. Still hadn't put a cover on it. I just lay a towel on it and call it good still. This right here is where I normally set my weights when I doing my bench presses and shoulder presses and stuff like that. And this right here is a box that I build, and I'm adding these 2x4s in between. I think I can get like 4 plates in between these. You can actually make it hold more, but I ran out of time. I had to go to work, so I hadn't finished lining this box up with these boards to add the 35s, the 25s, 10s, or whatever on through there. So if you just be a little creative, there's a lot of things that you can get did if you try to do your best. Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is home gyms. Home gyms can be very effective if you just put a little thought into the tools and the devices that you need. Like I just showed you, these are actually 2 double benches that I use to do bench dips in. And I also use it as a dumbbell stand when I'm doing dumbbell presses, chest presses, incline, decline, and flex. So it kind of helps out to do that right there. And I've also showed you the bench that I redid the wood on it. Still hadn't put pads on it, but I just put a towel on it again to get the job did. That bench also maneuvers incline, decline, or whatever for the dumbbells and for the barbells. Now, I'm working on this rack here, trying to have all my weights sit in one spot so I can pull them out. I normally, again, like I said earlier, lean them up against the poles as I'm doing it, and I'll work from side to side, adding weight or taking away weight. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was I was listening to Sam Salik and Greg Doucette, and they were talking about diets and stuff like that. And again, diets for people that are enhanced is light years ahead of those are the natural persuasion. 3 meals a day is all you need to make it, to be honest with you. And if you want to lose weight, just cut back on the amount of food. You're gonna be smaller. You're not gonna be over 200 pounds and be all swole up unless you're a shorter person. You still will have that kind of illusion of being bigger because you have shorter muscles. But the longer you are, the less you're gonna look like you are a thick type of person, simply because of your limbs are so long. And I don't know of any natural that can get that ripped look being over 200 pounds, whether they're tall or whether they're short or anything like that. Another thing that they always talking about, meal prep. Meal prep is not, none of the pros use different meals to eat every day. They pretty much eat the same thing all the time because that way they can keep up with the amount of calories and things like that that they are using. It's a lot easier, and they're only doing it for 3 months at a time, and they have learned to look at food as a goal to get to the means they're trying to get to. They're not looking for the food to taste like they want it to taste, because a lot of times when they're dieting down, trying to get ripped, they are not concerned about a whole lot of seasoning on the food. And you look at Kevin Levrone, you look at Ronnie Coleman, you look at guys like Dexter Jackson. All of these guys pretty much pick the same thing to eat for those 3 months when they're trying to diet down for a competition. It's the same thing because they already know what it is that they're going to do. They already know how much food they're going to take away and things like that. They're also using fat burners, and with their testosterone being as high as it can be, they're also burning fat that way. Those are the luxuries and stuff that we don't have. We don't have those luxuries, so it's very difficult for us to do it on our own because that's what we are doing. We are doing it on our own. So a lot of the things that they are doing, we can't really look at it. We can't look at the amount of weight that these guys can lift. You're looking at Ronnie Coleman benching 500 pounds. You're looking at Dexter Jackson. He's doing 405, which is possible for a natural person, but not as many reps as he do. So if you can do half of what they do, that's pretty much where you should be at because you're a natural person. If you're a little bit more advanced natural person, you can lift a little bit more, you know, but you're gonna have to be able to stay in that 10 to 12 range when you're lifting weights to build the muscle up, to break it down. Hypertrophy, you got to break the muscle down. You got to let it build itself back up. And if you're using too heavy of a weight, like Sam Salik normally do, that guy, he'll never be able to be in the pros as far as the open division is concerned because he's not able to get big enough simply because he's lifting too heavy a weight and not really concentrating on building the muscle. Even though he enjoy lifting the heavier weight, if he want to be happy, that's the best thing for him to do, is to lift the heavier weights because he's happy is at that, you know, and if he's able to gain attention that way, then that's fine. That's a good thing to do. But to make a muscle grow, you got to be able to break the muscle down and let it build back up. 10 to 12 reps, that's already been decided upon. Looking at other bodybuilders over time, developing these different programs. 10 to 12 is the number that they came up with. 10 to 12 is what worked. Why try to reinvent the wheel? A lot of people move to a lot of these bodybuilding programs. They're overtraining. It don't take much for a natural person to break their bodies down, like I've always said all the time. It don't take much to do that. So why continue to do something that's not working? You know, have fun, lift weights you can lift, push blood into the muscle, let it rest, eat 3 meals a day, keep your reps within 12, don't do more than 10 sets, and I promise you, you will be successful. No matter what kind of books these people are selling you, no matter what kind of protein powders and all this other stuff that you don't need that they're selling, you can do all that stuff if it make you feel like you're psychologically better in your mind. You know, use that stuff, you know, for a psychological effect, but that's about it. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.